Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on Shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, the Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in the Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we are going to discuss a new craft bourbon theme. Nope, we're not. Today, we're going to discuss Bourbon Marshmallows. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Dana the Dreamer 6 and Heidi and Jen Fasnacht.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey.
Man, I wish I had the rights to that song Marshmallow World. This would have been perfect for today. But we don't. We can't sing it. No, we cannot sing that. We'll get sued. So don't do it. I heard they can ding you for like up to $50,000 if you start playing music you don't have authorization. That's not good, right? $50,000. I mean, I don't have that sitting around. I have to go to McNew for that type of money. I'd go and be like McNew.
And I'm
cover
gonna be
this.
like, go on down the road because we don't have that here.
All right. Well, Dana, you said you wanted to talk about something. What is that?
Yes. So every year I like to get an advent calendar for Christmas because
Yes.
they're just fun things to do. So what I typically do is each day I open it, I'll post what comes in it on my stories. But you may not have noticed them lately because I kept getting someone hitting with the care icon on Facebook. And I don't know, I'm like, what the fuck are you trying to say?
So it's the one where it's like hugging with a little heart.
It's like, it's probably like, you don't come here often, but when you do, you're talking about booze. And I'm like, well, yes, I do, sir. I know, it's just kind of my hobby, like fuck off and whatnot. But anyway, outside of that, I would love to know, do y'all do advent calendars?
Yeah. Advent calendars is so weird to me because when I was a kid, they would have them strictly a kid thing. And my mom did it for a couple of years. It was like chocolates in there or something, but then she grew tired of it. And I don't know, we never complained or anything. And we didn't do advent calendars, but now all of a sudden it's like advent calendars are huge. So yes, we have a wine advent calendar as well that we do. We do a wine, chocolate, and cheese. We have 3 of those. And then the warden has one that's the Christmas story. And each day is something else from the movie. Like you get like the Zeppelin or the goose when it hasn't had its neck cut off and all. It's a little thing that eventually will create a Christmas scene.
That's so great.
Are they tiny, like Monopoly pieces?
Yeah, well, they're bigger than Monopoly pieces, but like little things. So yeah. No, it's kind of cute. It's fun. Yeah. So yes, we definitely do advent calendars at the house. So we got Ralphie already. So of course, as this drops December 22nd, it'll be darn near done. But I don't know what the last one's going to be. Santa maybe, or is it going to be the Red Ryder BB gun?
That's got to be it.
That's got to be the last one, right?
Or the leg lamp.
Yeah, that's got to be in there too at some point. I don't know what's in there, because it's closed and you don't know what's in there. They tell you some of them, like the Christmas tree is actually 3 days because it's bigger. It's 3 parts: the bottom, middle, and top.
Oh, cool!
I guess it'd be kind of cool, but
the
it'll be cool.
Iconic. Like that's the thing you can go right now, and you can buy the leg lamp at all the stores and stuff like that. So
yeah,
leg lamp over the Red Ryder, but who knows?
But maybe that's a 2-day thing, and you get the leg, and then you get the lamp shade.
Could be the shade. Yeah. I do want to get one of those leg lamps, but they're kind of pricey, a couple $100. But man, it does look good in the window. There's somebody down the street has one, and man, it does. It's funny every time you see it, like, oh look, the glow of electric sex in that window. Such an iconic movie. So yeah, that's so yes, advent calendars for sure. McNew, you're all in the holidays. Now, do you do advent calendars?
I don't usually buy like the store calendars, but we usually use our bar tree as an advent calendar, and I buy little mini bottles for Chris and I buy like 50 of them. So
when she says usually, that means she's not doing it
and
this year. Yeah,
I just put hooks around them and hook them to our Christmas tree. I haven't made it to a liquor store, honestly. We didn't do it this year. I usually do that, but we did get the dogs an advent calendar. They get a new treat every day. They love theirs.
Okay, there you go. There. Do you have 4 of those then, or does some of the dogs not get the
No, so actually Chris is actually a smart guy. He got one that has 3 pieces and each little.
You have 4 dogs, by the way.
Well, Milo has bad teeth and he can't eat crunchy treats. He has to eat soft food. So Milo doesn't get anything.
He has applesauce instead. So.
He doesn't get the
That's
crunchy.
sweet. That's sweet. All right. What about that? What about?
Bite you? He would bite you, but it would hurt him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he wants
He'll
to.
leave a tooth. He'll leave a tooth. Yeah. So, what about the Team Fasnacht? Do you guys do advent calendars?
No.
Not at all.
I could see
Pretty
that.
anticlimactic finish to this.
I know.
All time.
Very good.
Okay, so here's my reasoning for that. Okay, so I used to get the kids their advent calendars when they were little, and they
Yeah.
had to have their chocolate and everything like that, and they were happy with it. My thing is that as an adult, if I did it here, it would have to be like a wine or
They
some
have
sort of-
those. They have
Yeah, I
whiskey.
know, I get
They
that.
have beer. I mean,
I'm one of those people. I'd get excited and I'd wake up every morning before I leave the house because I work in retail. I'm working 6 days a week, 10, 12-hour days. So
yeah.
I'd
I
wake
wish
up
I
in the
only worked
morning-
12 hours a day, but go ahead. Yeah.
Huh?
That would be a nice break to work a 12-hour day, but go ahead.
So I'd wake up in the morning and I'd want to open it, and then I'd open it and I'd be like, oh, that's really cool. And then I'd want to drink it. And then I'd get in
Why
trouble
not have it for
because I didn't.
breakfast? It's fine. They're small. You're fine. You can still work after.
And you're the boss. Like, who's going to know?
That's true.
Well, now
Yeah.
my boss will know because she listens.
Well,
No.
no.
Dana, the Dreamer 6, you asked the question. What are your thoughts here on advent calendars?
I like them, but some of them I feel like are kind of a ripoff because I was doing the Jack Daniels one for a couple of years.
I don't like those because they put the flavored Jack Daniels
Yeah,
in there.
the
and
Jim
stuff.
Beam one
It's
isn't
crap.
great either. Sorry, Jim
They
Beam.
put their basic
Yeah.
items in there. If they had cool ones, it'd be
Well,
neat.
you-
But
You
Like
pay
little
like
buffers.
$100 and you get nothing but mini bottles and shot glasses. And I mean, I don't need shot glasses. The mini bottles are okay, but who can live off just a mini bottle every day?
Right.
So, but I am going to take note of the wine, cheese, and chocolate because that is next level, and I'm very interested in that.
oh yeah,
You had
Yeah.
me at cheese.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the key to get that is Aldi. I don't shop at Aldi, but I do for that, and it's a 1 day a year thing. You have to go stand in line, but it's not too bad. I mean, they open at 8:00, 8:30 actually, and I'll get there by 7:30, and I'm 10th place in line or something like that. But by the time it opens, it's lines around the building. But it's not like an early arriving crowd. Not like you got to be there for 4 or 5 hours out in the cold. If you're there.
Is it like Black Friday or when?
No, it's at a random date, but it's not Black Friday, which is good because we got other
Yeah.
things going on. But I forget when it was this year. It's earlier than that.
Yeah, they do like November, and like people in I love Aldi actually. People in the Aldi groups go crazy over them, and they're like, "We got to camp out to get these calendars." They lose their mind.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I don't have an
How many
Aldi
hours
account
do you think?
now.
How many hours do you think of your life you spent in line waiting to get something?
Until I, really was into the bourbon scene. I never waited in line for anything else. I don't think, but never was into the toys or anything like that. The kid never needed anything, where you had to wait in line. But yeah, so waiting in line for booze is a normal thing for sure. But I don't. I mean, like in the last year, I haven't done anything other than Black Friday for the Bourbon County Stout. Though that's it. I haven't done any bourbon because there's been less of them and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't mind it. I think it's fun actually. It's cool. I'd like to do more of those actually.
It's
We're gonna hear
crazy.
a podcast from the Aldi's line next year.
Are you gonna come there next year?
No.
Why not?
I'll go with you, Steve.
Yeah, you can come with me.
I'll go with you. We'll podcast from the Advent calendar line. We'll go
Yeah,
on
we'll podcast from the Advent calendar line.
Oh, that would
That
be
would
fun.
be so cool.
I'll tell you what it is. It's the line is amazing because it's all starts out as old people. I don't even know if they're there for the Advent calendar stuff. They just come to Aldi because they got the deal day or whatever. And then I tell you what, I end up in a line with a lot of moms there's a lot of moms that drink wine apparently, because that line's unbelievable. It's filled with moms, and they're all, like in moms groups and stuff.
Happy juice.
They seem to like know each other. It's so, yeah, there's a lot of that goes on. So
is there limited quantity?
Yes.
Yeah, you can get of the wine calendar. I think you can get 2. They actually come out at some point, probably about 30 minutes to go. They give you a line pass, and then you're getting it for sure. So it's not like you have to stand in line and just waste your time. So they'll give you a pass, and then you can say you want up to 2, and then they're limited on, like, they have a beer one too. I think you can get 2 of, and then with like the chocolate ones and all that, they're unlimited. But they got a ton of those, so I've never seen those run out. The chocolate and cheese ones.
They
got
have
a
like
bunch of
some
them.
kids ones, like with toys, like Disney themed ones, and some socks and stuff. You get all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, they got a bunch of those too. So yeah, I got my kid one actually this year because my kid is a little bit of a nerd. She likes dinosaurs and Star Wars still, despite the fact she's 24. So they had a Star Wars one, so I got it for her. So she was excited about it. So she thought it was cool. It was kind of like the one I got for the warden with Toy Story. So it's kind of the same thing where you just over time you build up a whole scene. So yeah, she seems to like it. All right. Well, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Heidi this time. Heidi, what do you got?
What am I going to drink? I'm going to go with my Old Foe 1920.
Okay. Yeah. Her brand new Old Foe 1920.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was the store's Old Foe 1920 about an hour ago.
I feel like when Heidi gets good pops, Jim just hears money going on.
Oh yeah, it costs him $160 per show per recording thing. So she's usually for the 5 shows. So Jim, you're next. What do you got?
I'm not going to win on this one. I'm doing an experimental from Still 630. So
okay,
but
okay, it was decent. A little sloshy, but yeah. I've got 291. I got the rye, small batch rye. So I don't know. Might be decent. I don't think it's going to be Heidi level, but no, it was not even decent. It was bad. It's actually the problem with these. I guess the first one's good, but then after that, not so good because it's a real cork. So, Jim still got the lead. McNew, you're next.
Heidi's lead.
Hotel Tango bourbon. They're from right here in Indianapolis. If I can get the cork, nothing. A lot of effort for nothing.
A lot of twisting and not a lot of popping. Okay. Last up is Dana the Dreamer 6 going up against Heidi and that explosive cannon she had. What do you got, Dana?
So I actually went and got me a local bottle. It's the new Dickel 8-year. I've just been seeing it at my feet a lot. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to go bite the bullet and get it.
Okay.
It was only opened once yesterday. So.
Okay. Decent.
That was actually good.
But not enough to catch Heidi, though. Heidi wins it. So cheers to Heidi.
Cheers, Heidi.
On the win.
Team Fasnachts 2 for 2.
For 2, yeah. All right, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about bourbon marshmallows. Is this something we're interested in, or is this just a waste of time? We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and I'm excited to announce a brand new partnership with Leatherwood Distillery in Pleasant View, Tennessee. Many of you have perhaps heard of Leatherwood via our co-host on the Bourbon Daily, Kaylee Baker, who works there. Well, they're now an official sponsor of the network, and we look forward to everyone getting to know a little bit more about them. Company founder Andrew Lang brought his brewing and distilling hobby with him during his years of service as a Green Beret in the United States Army. Whether he was at his home base of Fort Campbell or during tours of duty in places like Italy or Afghanistan, Lang distilled whatever was available to him locally. We are excited about getting to know Andrew Lang and his team better via our programming and are planning a trip down there for the ABV Network crew very soon. In the meantime, check them out at leatherwooddistillery.com, where they will ship bottles directly to you, including their special Remembering 9/11 series, which is raising money for military charities. Seriously, get out there, buy some bottles, help a good cause, and let us know what you think. We're really excited about this partnership. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward Certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival. It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking big bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show. All right, great job today, gang. Farnance, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. We'll be mailing again, once again. Take care, everybody. See ya.
Happy Festivus.
Later.
Bye, guys.
Happy Festivus.
Cheers.
Yeah, happy Festivus.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about bourbon marshmallows.
Yes, we are. So, topic of the day, bourbon marshmallows. I want to throw it to McNew first. McNew, what do you think about this? Because you're the least likely one to like this because you don't like hot drinks. So, bourbon marshmallows could go good in hot chocolate, or maybe even throw them in a hot toddy and just see what happens. I don't know. I would assume that would be a good use for them.
The only use I have for marshmallows is in s'mores or on top of like a sweet potato casserole. The only time I care for them. But last year, the legend sent me a Christmas care package with all of his baked goods, and he made some bourbon marshmallows that were fantastic, and I just ate them by themselves. They were so good. But I never thought about them until then.
By the way, I want to call foul on something between you and the legend.
Oh my God.
So the McNew, and we're past it here. It's December 22nd. So all bets are off. We've already had the big reveal of Secret Santa. McNew runs a little Secret Santa program for us. Now, Wes came up with the idea. McNew's like, I'll run it. I'll run it. No big deal. I got this. And then who does, why winds up accidentally or just by chance buys her the gift is the legend. And I talked to the legend, and he's on the stories dropping like $300 for McNew's Secret Santa box. I'm like, yeah, this wasn't set up at all.
Oh my God,
not at all. Just by chance.
You knew I had issues with this because I was like trying to draw names out of a hat and I couldn't get it to add up properly.
If you got stuck, you should have given the legend to me. Yeah, you should have been like, I don't feel right about this. I'll have the legend buy for Steve.
So, and I knew what she got prior to because I went to one of the same places the legend went to.
Yeah.
And I got there the day after, and they were like, "Oh, we had another guy that was doing Secret Santa from the ABV network." And, and I was like, "What do you look like?" And so they told me, I was like, "Oh, that's got to be Rick. It's got to be the legend."
Don't say, because we haven't had the reveal yet. We're obviously the show drops afterwards, but yeah, so can't tell McNew what any of the stuff is. But I know that's just one thing you got. He went shopping to another store too.
I thought we had a dollar limit.
Am
I not right?
Here. It was a
$100 limit. I thought we had.
No. Well, I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be just for niceties. Yeah. So people don't get to be like, I don't want to get into this if I got to drop $300, but it's like $100. Yeah.
God damn it!
It said $100 limit is what it said on there.
What, you think this is legally binding, where someone would come and arrest you if you went over 100?
No, I'm for you.
You're like, yes, it is.
If I only get $100 worth of stuff, I'm gonna.
Oh, stop!
I spent way over $100. So yeah, somebody should be happy they got me. I'll tell you. Yeah. But
if I already know who ours is because the package already came and the name was on the outside of the box.
Right.
Yeah. So people ask me, let's put Santa and your address. I guess like I don't know, figure it out. We're all adults.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'll tell you. And then Jeremy Shell would have been another one too. If I would have mine for me, I would either have wanted a Rick Brenner or Jeremy Shell. I mean, because Jeremy, I'm sure is, I don't know who he ended up with. I didn't do the program, but probably a second one for McNew. She worked it out because there was an odd number of people. She was all freaked out. I think she figured out by having two people buy for her is how she came up with the way to rectify.
Yes.
I got it figured out. Two people will buy it for me.
It was literally in a randomizer. I can't control what that thing does. Okay.
Oh, the fix was on. The
Jim and I
fix
could
was
have
on.
gone
Oh,
separate.
my God.
Yeah. Dana, what do you think? You're a neutral party here. You didn't get in the Secret Santa thing. Do you think the fix was on when McNew suddenly accidentally ends up with the legend buying for her?
I mean, I understand her heartburn because I've had to use randomizers for random drug tests, and they do have you pull in some names that are quite unfair sometimes. So, I mean, it is a shit show in those situations with those.
Yeah.
It is.
But who doesn't think you get that random button several times? So she
Right. Yeah.
Oh my God, no.
But that's not.
She was
fair.
just like, okay, testing the system, second test, third test, eighth test,
No,
11th test. Okay, this is the real one. Oh,
No,
it was Rick.
I think Steve and Jim are both wrong. I think McNew probably did it very fairly.
I did, and I
I
only
don't
did
think
it once. So I actually had to switch names because Jeremy got himself actually. So I just switched the list. I just bumped it up and flip flopped the one under him, so he'd get somebody that was not himself.
Okay.
So I had to make one change.
I got your back, McNew. I got you.
Thank you, Heidi.
Dana, what do you think about these bourbon marshmallows?
So I think they sound, absolutely amazing if someone else is making them. Because I was reading the recipe and you got to have a thermostat and candy and blah, blah. And I was like, no, I'm a cook, not a baker. So, but it did motivate me to go buy some bourbon and some more mixes, so there's that. But
that's how it motivated you. Okay.
so, yeah, but I'm also not a marshmallow fan unless, you're making them in a campfire and I want my marshmallow to be like crunchy black. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about Team Fasnacht? What do you guys think of this?
Well,
Bourbon
okay,
marshmallow?
so I was reading this the other day and I'm like, this sounds fantastic. I'm gonna go get a candy thermometer and
I have one.
now I have to. Oh, he has one because he makes stuff like that. I don't. I was like, I have to go get a stand mixer because we don't have one. Because you have to slowly like mix the ingredients in.
Oh, yeah.
and ain't nobody got time for
It
that.
seems very labor intensive for, at the end of the day, marshmallows. It's not like you're making a meal. It's making a component of a snack. It's what marshmallow is.
But I figured it out because at the end of the description on like step-by-step instructions on what to do, it said, now fold your fluff into your pan that is coated with, and I went, wait, when did marshmallow fluff come into this? And I'm like, oh, I just made the marshmallow fluff with the other ingredients. And I'm like, wait, I'm just going to go buy marshmallow fluff.
That's a fucking game changer.
The bourbon at the end and mix it up. I just got to heat it up and mix it in and then do that coating thing on the.
So would that stuff then set like a regular marshmallow?
It is. It's like gooey though, but you can heat marshmallow fluff up.
Uh-huh.
And then you add in, then you just slowly add.
Do you think, Heidi, it would be a game changer if you created these bourbon marshmallows and then did Rice Krispie treats with those marshmallows? That might be actually good. Yeah, that could be. That might be the key to these things being a success.
So
bourbon Rice Krispie treats.
Instead of going through the 24-hour process that you have to go through to make these things, go get yourself some fluff, marshmallow fluff, heat it up, add some.
This doesn't sound good. I bet you it's no good. It's just like
add a little vanilla, add your bourbon, add a little butter, and then throw those Rice Krispies in there and make some Rice Krispie treats.
We'll see who's a better fluffer. I'll make it from scratch.
Yes.
I
I think we should do that. I think we should do Jim creating original ones. Heidi doing the fluff ones.
I love to cook.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a blind tasting.
Yeah, we'll do a blind tasting. See what's
Okay,
like.
we'll do it on the 12th. We'll bring them.
Okay.
And
the 12th is off, by the way, unfortunately.
oh, is it? Okay.
The warden's having foot surgery, so I forgot. On the Friday. So I mean, she'll be 2 days in, but she doesn't want a bunch of people over at the house because she can be laid up. So
if you give her enough pain medication, she won't know, Steve.
it's true. It's true. I I'm just not as good as hosting a party by myself.
I think Steve, just get like a cheese tray and some bourbon. Nobody cares. It's going to be fine.
Maybe
Put her to
we'll
bed. You can handle it.
I'll see. Maybe it'll be totally stripped down. Just that. Yes, come by and do a shot. And yeah,
I'll bring over some food, Steve. I'll make some crock pots full of some dips and whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
He made
'Cause
a
the warden.
buffalo dip that
The
was
warden is
amazing.
going to be out of commission. So yeah.
Yeah, I look, when I read this recipe, I was like, there are so many different things that you could do with this. I'm like, you could do banana pudding with like a graham cracker crust, and then you could put that on top of it, and it would be awesome. You could do caramel, like a caramel pie with that as the topping. Now, I can't make any said thing that I just was talking about pie-wise, but I was thinking about it, and I was like, if I could get somebody else to make it.
So I think we're interested in this. So what I'll do is I'll put a link to the recipe in the description of this. So if you're listening to the show, just go back to the description. The link will be there. You can try to make them yourselves if you like. So there you go. So
And I'm going to be very upset if I don't get bourbon marshmallows from the Legend this year.
Seems like the Legend would make it. He's definitely into making that kind of stuff. He makes candy and cookies and stuff like that. We've all had stuff that he's made. It's actually very good.
Last year.
Yeah. So he's good at that stuff. So yeah, maybe he'll send some to a secondary package to his Secret Santa giftee. Unbelievable
Oh my God.
how this works. Yeah, you think you trust McNew to run something? I saw this. I'm like, oh, there we go. There it is, and there it is.
Oh my God.
All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Dana the Dreamer 6. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter as Dana the Dreamer 6.
All right, Heidi.
You can find me on Facebook as Heidi Topol Eller, or you can find me on Instagram as Heller_Barrelbabe.
All right, Jim.
You can find me on Facebook at Jim Fasnacht or on Instagram at FazJim, FAZZJIM.
All right, McNew.
I am on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right. If you're listening to this show, Mr. Legend, we already picked for next year, and you're also buying from McNew again in 2022.
Forever Secret Santa.
So be thinking this whole year what you're going to buy McNew for Secret Santa, because by chance,
$500 for next year.
yeah. All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right. Great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.